the Black Friday sale,
A
which of
Black
course rolls
Friday.
us, yeah, but it goes to Saturday, goes to Sunday, and then it becomes kind of Cyber Monday, and so it's a 4-day shopping spree. It basically the first time they ever mentioned the word Black Friday, which is always the day after Thanksgiving in the US. It's the day that retailers go from being in the red for most of the year to going into the black. And that's because, the shopping season starts. And so it's been really important for lifting the US economy. And now the Australians' economy has really got onto this. About 2011 was the first time we ever tried it. Apple went for it in 2013 with iPhone promotions and whatever. And now, like last year, our increase in the 4 days was 89% higher than the preceding 3 weeks of average sales. So Australians have really taken up the idea of Black Friday. Cyber Monday, you'll love this. This was always a time when workers would come to work after the Thanksgiving weekend, and they use their boss's computer to do all their buying. And of course, in the age of the iPhone, employees don't have to use their boss's computers anymore.
Absolutely. Now, Wall Street is closed for Thanksgiving, but it's been quite a week on the markets because
Yeah.
of that Dow Jones record, but also it's been affected by the political situation in the US, of course. Joe
Yeah.
Biden, the transition finally happening, the irony of that, a bit lost on Donald Trump, I might say, but can that be sustained?
Yeah, it's a good question. Look, I think it will be, provided the expectations around vaccines are sustained. The vaccines are the real economic game changer. And that's why the stock market has really even gone higher, because the stocks that drove the market up during the lockdown, if you want to simplify for America, they're like the FANG stocks, Netflix and Facebook and whatever. But then in Australia, of course, Kogan.com.au and a lot of the retailers have done fantastically well. All those companies now are giving some ground to the banks and the kind of businesses that were ignored during the lockdown. But as you reopen the economy, it's called the reopen trade. As the economy reopens, these businesses have a lot more potential profitability, and therefore their share prices are rising on the basis that we'll get stronger economic growth in 2021. So if the vaccines come in as we expect and they're around for jabbing people in February and March, and possibly some people can fly overseas in June and July, all that will really play into the hands of those sort of companies and those stocks that are now going up. And I think it can be sustained. We might see a dip, but there's often a Santa Claus rally just a week before Christmas. The Americans can't resist it.
We love a Santa Claus rally. And speaking of spending, the world is in a sea of red at the moment. Everyone is, I'm talking about sovereign nations here, in huge trillions of dollars worth of debt. Should we be worried?
Well, the thing is this, there's no point worrying about this now. I will tell you to start worrying if 2021 doesn't become a strong economic growth year. There is an argument out there by some fairly credible economists that if the vaccine works as quickly as we hope, and all this stimulus and all these low interest rates and all this debt that you're worrying about, turns into great economic growth. And some people have been predicting like a 21st century version of the 20th century roaring 20s. If that happens, well, then the debt's not a problem. But if there's not good growth and we're not getting the income to pay back that debt, I will, even the really renowned optimistic Peter Switzer will have to be realistic and say there's going to be some problems down the pike. At this point in time, I think there's going to be lots of economic growth. I'm actually supporting the idea of a roaring 20s because the stimulus is so big and the improvement in terms of the vaccine story is much better than a lot of the doomsday merchants were predicting. So let's keep our fingers crossed on that.